Hey guys, kind of a sad day for me today. I'm getting ready to depart and leave my airplane here at Rockford for the next 4 weeks. Pretty long time. It's actually going through a major avionics upgrade. The FAA has mandated that basically all aircraft like this one and the corporate jets and a lot of other airplanes are going to have to be ADS-B compliant by January 1, 2020. So it's a new way for the airplanes to communicate with each other and also with ground-based controllers. It's a relatively extensive upgrade, and this airplane had a couple different options. I went with the Collins option, which gives me a real smorgasbord of things. So it's going to make the 4 weeks of waiting for this to get done more like a 10-year-old waiting for Christmas. So the most significant part for me, well, beyond ADS-B compliant, which I personally don't really care about, but the part that I really get that I'm excited about is synthetic vision. So my primary flight display, the pilot flight display on each side of the cockpit, is going to get a three-dimensional view of what's out in front of me. So that part I'm really excited about, and that is going to make the wait worth the while. So we'll take you guys along on this journey, and I'm going to show you what it's like when it's all finished as we fly into Telluride, and you really get to feel the importance and the difference that synthetic vision offers you. Hey guys, big day today. So picking up the airplane after 3+ weeks of work here at Emory and Rockford, and I'm really excited to show you guys some of the upgrades that we've done. I've invited the aftermarket program manager, Brad Neely, to come and talk with us about what's gone on in this airplane. So Brad.
Hey Greg, thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming here.
Yeah, absolutely.
ADS-B from a pilot standpoint, I always say, oh, it's the way that the airplanes talk to each other and the way that they talk to controllers on the ground. That's essentially it, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. What ADS-B is it's a mandate that the FAA has put into place by December 31st of 2019. Aircraft that are operating in the U.S. and controlled airspace need to comply with this. And what the technology allows us to do is the FAA can use satellite-based systems to track where your aircraft is located, as well as all the other aircraft. And what that does is that's much more accurate than what secondary radar systems on the ground are.
The old sweeping radar going around.
Absolutely. And so what that does for the operator in terms of the airspace, and as we're getting more congested, is aircraft can be closer together, because these systems are much more accurate than secondary radar. And so for you, that allows you to get into the airspace and to be able to get into a slot and a route that's more efficient.
Yeah, very nice. So I went with the Collins Airspace Modernization Package, which is designed by Collins, who again is the original manufacturer of all the avionics equipment in there. So in my airplane, what needed to be changed or updated to get me to this ADS-B mandate?
Sure. So what we did is to get compliant is we upgraded your GPS to what's called a WAS GPS. It's just a much more accurate box in terms of getting your positioning.
Yep.
And then secondary, we updated your transponders so they're capable of talking into that ADS-B system. But what Collins did is we went a step further than just complying with the mandates, and we reset a baseline avionics system for your aircraft and other premier aircraft to be able to go into the next chapter of their life in next-gen airspace. And that included updating the display software. We updated your FMS software to give you more access to approaches. We also added in synthetic vision on the displays and some improved database loading capabilities.
Yep.
So you're going to see a lot of neat things in there when you step in.
And then as far as my friends who have Premier 1s, which I have the 1A, but the Premier 1, the upgrade path is pretty similar?
Very similar. What those folks are going to notice is that the FMS has moved even further than what the 1A did. When the
nice.
1As were produced, they were a little further along in the FMS journey than what a Premier one was. But otherwise, primarily, all of the other upgrades are going to be very comparable to what you're seeing here.
Awesome. So let's go inside and take a look.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, so we are in the airplane. I have powered it up for the first time, and looking across the panel at these avionics and what I'm seeing, all I can say is, wow, this is a big change. And significantly a lot more than what I was expecting initially from the Airspace Modernization Package. So with that, not only did I get ADS-B compliance, but I also got LPV approaches. I got the DBU. And
that helps you every 28 days. That's going to help you out.
So every 28 days, you guys know that when you follow me on Instagram, I'm always complaining about having to update my databases via the old PC laptop and plugged into the Ethernet over there. So now I've got just a couple flash drive connections back here. Stick the flash drive in, select it on the FMS, and bam, it starts updating. So that's a big deal for me, a big time saver.
Yep.
I also get performance databases, which gives me computable V speeds, dumps up to the PFD. I get, with that, I also get, well, you had a name for it, where it used to be on my climb out, I'd get the low fuel warning.
Yeah, predictive perf.
Predictive performance, that's exactly what it was.
Yep.
So the FMS knows that I'm going to be going up to altitude, and when I get up to altitude, I'll be going faster, I'll be using less fuel, so it actually is more accurately computing my fuel on the climb out. So that's going to be a nice thing.
Yep.
I really like that. So, and I also get synthetic vision, which has the added benefit of not only the synthetic vision, but the flight path marker, which from my days in the F-16, the old days, exactly. That is a really big deal for me, because the flight path marker is a huge, I think you guys call it the FPV, the flight path vector.
Yep.
But so that's a really big deal. But this upgrade is not unique to the Premier with regard to the Collins platform. There are other airframes that are out there that this is available for.
That's right, that's right. And I'm glad to hear that it's exceeding your expectations.
Yes.
And the synthetic vision in Rockford, Illinois, you're not going to get to see too much.
Right,
Wait till you get out in the Colorado area, you're going to have a lot of fun with that.
Yep, absolutely.
But like you said, the offering is available, not just on Premiers. We've taken this architecture and we've put it onto King Airs, on the Hawkers. We've even got elements of it on Falcons. And what that allows us to do is really build upon a larger fleet of aircraft so that we can more economically develop future updates to the Prol-line 21 system. Very viable system in the future, and we want to keep these systems running well into the future. So you're on the roadmap. Yeah,
that's nice. That's nice, and that's one thing that really drove me towards the Premier. I was a veteran of many avionics upgrades throughout my aircraft ownership life, and I said when I bought my next airplane, I wanted something that had fully integrated avionics from the manufacturer at the beginning. And that was part of my decision in the upgrade path, is I didn't want to veer off that path of introducing other manufacturers into the system. So I just got to tell you, I am thrilled, and I cannot wait to get behind this on out in the mountains.
Yeah, wait to get up in the air.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So we're going to cut over, and I'm going to show you guys an approach into Telluride with synthetic vision.
Telluride traffic, Premier 390 Golf Mike, 5 miles south of Cones, inbound to Cones for the GPS runway 9. Okay, so there's that traffic. And Telluride traffic, Premier 390 Golf Mike, 2 miles south of Cones at 13,000 feet, inbound to Cones.
Golf Mike, Windsor Com, altimeter 3033.
Thank you. Okay, so kind of flew through. I was trying to stay out of those clouds there, so flew through the course. Let's see if it will grab it back. And this is actually going to be a full stop. The clouds are starting to move in a little bit here. See what kind of intercept it takes to grab this. Okay, that's pretty good. Telluride traffic, Premier 390 Golf Mike, cones inbound on the GPS runway 9, full stop. Okay, so you can see the airport displayed on the PFD out there. Coming up on SEPMA. Airplane is going to start a descent here momentarily to follow the glide path down. There's the runway out there. Okay, so the airplane will follow the glide path down. 11,900 is our minimum descent altitude. If we didn't have the field in sight, we would have to level off, continue straight ahead until we did. This is very important to compute a VDP, because if you level off for very long, you will be well inside the point at which you can safely descend to a landing. So there's minimums there. We'd have to level off, continue to the missed approach point. But you can see right now that it is a pretty steep approach. It's 3.62 degree glide path. So it is not something you would really want to continue much beyond this point. About a 5.5 mile final here. Hand fly it on in from here.
2,500.
The nice thing about the flight path vector is that you set your flight path vector on your glide slope angle of 3.5 degrees. It's a lot easier when it's a 2.5 or 3 degree glide slope, but 3.5. And you'll just go right on down like you're on a rail here. So I'm going to get down a little bit below the glide path, because this is a little bit high. Like I said, this is a little bit of a steep glide path. Start to see the extended center line of the runway on the PFD. Slightly high compared to what I'd like to be, but trending just nicely. Telluride traffic, Premier 390 Golf Mike, 1 mile final, runway 9.
$500.
Nice landing. Zero Golf Mike is clear at Telluride. That's smoke. 24 miles, 32 minutes, and 490 pounds of fuel.
All right, well, no real product review would be complete without a summation at the end. So this is the summation at the end. Thanks for sticking around and watching it. I've gotten about 10 hours now behind the panel on this upgrade, and it is a big upgrade. I guess I really didn't realize just how large of an upgrade it was. Here's my logbook entries for it. So as you can see, there was quite a bit done to the system, even so much so that we got a bunch of new books, a lot of books, instruction manuals. I kind of view these as the last resort, kind of like asking for directions. You only ask for directions when you've been lost for 30 minutes, or if you're headed to your in-laws' 50th wedding anniversary party and you can't find the club where it's at and you've been driving around lost. But that's just a theoretical example. You also got some discs. Extra part. But overall, in all seriousness, it is a significant upgrade with greatly enhanced capability. The synthetic vision with the flight path marker, or the FPV, is a fantastic safety aid, as well as a lot of the other little features. The airport dome, the extended center line that comes out, the overall graphics on the screens are greatly improved. So the screens actually all came out. They got new software. They got a new video card in them. They look much better. A lot of the symbology seems a lot crisper. You get LPV approach capability, which you're going to want. You get performance databases, and you also get the predictive performance. So when you're taxiing out, the airplane recognizes that you're going to be climbing to altitude, and instead of giving you a low fuel warning, it's going to give you your actual landing fuel as you're basically taxiing out. So that's a really nice feature. Get the ability to upload your databases via the DVU, via flash drives. So that's fantastic. And you get ADS-B compliance, which again, doesn't mean a hill of beans to me. I don't think it's going to improve safety in my aircraft one bit, but it is an FAA requirement. So if you're going to spend the big money to go ahead and get ADS-B compliance, which anybody with a Premier is going to have to do that, this I think is the best option. So hope you guys enjoyed the show. And now, even more so important, I don't ask for any money for my videos, but money is really important at this time, because I got to pay for all this stuff. So if you guys want any t-shirts or hats or quarter zips or polo shirts, go on over to my website, premieronedriver.com, and spend to your heart's content. I figure that I've only got about 13,000 more t-shirts to sell to get all this paid for. So appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you on the next one.